Welcome to the channel. I believe that football is in disarray because I don't think there's any regulation in relation to how football clubs are bought. And if you look at the case of Burnley, if they're relegated from the Premier League, it's highly likely that they'll come under financial distress immediately. According to Sportsmail, relegation would trigger an early payment of a loan. Uh, ALK Capital secured a loan last January to help fund the £170 million purchase, a leveraged buyout similar to how the Glaziers bought Manchester United. And the prospect of an early repayment raises the stakes in the bid to avoid relegation. And you can already see that they've sold Chris Wood. And if rumours are true and they sell Tarkowski or any of their main players, then they're doomed really. So it looks like, due to the terms of the loan, they could face like a £60 million hit. So already the buyout happened because the people that bought Burnley thought that the cash flows of the club could finance the debt. As I say, the same way that the Glaziers did. So the debt technically goes on to Burnley. And obviously those projections are going to be projections for Premier League money, so the TV money. And should Burnley be relegated, there could be a major issue. Currently, they're making payments on an interest-only basis of around 9% until 2026, when 60 million is due. So 9%. So they're probably paying somewhere in the region of £15 million a year. The prospect of the early repayment, if they're relegated, means that they need to find £60 million. They would also lose around £50 million in TV and prize money in the first season, with bigger losses to follow. New owners, ALK Capital, secured the loan, as I said, last January to help fund the £170 million purchase. Burnley are in frequent touch with MSD and could renegotiate the terms, and the owners insist they are on a sound footing and will give Sean Dyche funds to bolster the squad this month. But as it stands, they've not got any funds. And this is the problem. Man United, when they were initially bought by the Glaziers, had loan notes of anywhere up to 17, 18%. 9% in a world where interest rates are less than 1% is a disaster. And that money's coming out of Burnley Football Club. And actually, Burnley fans should pray that Burnley don't get relegated, because if they get relegated to the Championship and they don't come back up, this could put Burnley right back down to the fourth tier of football. And really, Burnley need to get out of this, because I can see them going the same way as Leeds, because they don't have the match-going revenue. They're not a big club commercially, and it's the Premier League money that these loans have been hedged against. So I think it's perilous for Burnley, and they should pray that they get out of it. And United had it. United's owners, the Glaziers, got out of it by the skin of their teeth. They managed to refinance the loans, but it was only because of winning Champions Leagues and winning championships that Ferguson actually enabled them to kick the can down the road, refinance the debt down, and United have still got £600 million worth of debt. They've never actually paid it off, but paid around £1.2 billion in interest. So the football authorities talk about protecting football. Leverage buyouts like this should not be able to happen. They shouldn't be able to happen. If you don't have the money to buy the club, and you shouldn't be able to buy the club. You shouldn't be able to buy a club and then leverage against the club's assets, because you're putting the club's assets at stake and the actual future of the club. We saw what happened with Bury. Look at what's happening to Derby. It's crap. There's no regulation. It's a disgrace. Anyway.